Good day and welcome to Tuesday Talk. My name is Gamchirai Kamzangaza, and today we're going to be talking all about water, and more specifically, we're going to be looking at the decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks. And to do this, Open Council has the chairperson, the corporate communications manager. Yes, Mr. Stanley Gama.
Thank you and good morning, residents.
I want you to just give a brief background of who you are and what you do so that the audience may know Kuti.
Okay, my name is Stanley Gama. I'm the corporate communications manager for the city of Harare. In other words, public relations manager or spokesperson for the city of Harare. Thank you.
So now there was the recent decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks that was announced around 28-29 August. Mm-hmm. And the biggest question for the people is why?
Oh, it's simply because our sources of water are our dam and Seke dams had dried up. There was virtually nothing to draw. So we had no option except to decommission. There's no water to treat.
But doesn't Harare have other sources of water, other dams?
Yes, we do, of course. Our main source of water is Lake Chiwero and also Manyame Dam in Norton.
From that point of view, my follow-up question would be, couldn't water be drawn from the other dams into the Prince Edward purification plants?
No, we can't at the moment. Our only option, which is being considered now, is to draw water from Marondera.
Yes.
Yeah, Muchekere Anua River, I think, from Marondera. So it's still in the pipeline, and we hope we'll get support and the finance to draw water from that dam. Otherwise, for now, we have to rely on Lake Chiwero and Manyame Dam.
Okay. So I would like to know how high is the water demand in Harare?
As of last year, I think our demand for water in Harare is about 1,200 megaliters a day. But our capacity at Lake Chiwero, at full capacity at Morton Jeffrey Waterworks, is 750 megaliters a day. This is all because the plant and the dams, they were constructed in the 50s, 1953 or so, and it was only for 200,000 people. But now the population, as you know, has grown. We need water for people in excess of 4 million, I think, 4 million in Harare and surrounding areas. You know, we also supply water to Norton, Chitungwiza, Epworth, and Rua.
I think I'm going to come back to this question. You've answered it. Why decommission Prince Edward, seeing that the demand for water is high?
There's no water. The supply dams.
Okay.
Arawa and Seke dams have dried up. There's no water.
For the benefit of the audience, these two dams were the dams that were supplying
the waterworks.
Yes. Was there any measures to say that the council was looking at those dams to say it's about to be in deficit of the water, so that we can...
Okay, my sister, this is what happens. The city council doesn't construct dams.
Yes.
The water sources are supposed to be provided by government, not the city council. All the city council does is to treat water from sources of water like Lake Chiwero and other dams. But we are not responsible for...
You are not the source?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Another question I have for you is that what now that this plant has been decommissioned? I'm dancing around this plant.
Okay, fine. We are we are praying that we have good rains, and when we have good rains, the dams will fill up, and we can start treating water at Prince Edward again.
Okay.
Other than that, there's nothing we can do because there's nothing to treat. There is no water.
There's no water.
Empty. Yeah. Otherwise, if you start drawing the little water, that you will end up pulling mud from those dams to our treatment plant. So we can't. There's no water. Simple.
You can hear it for yourselves right here on Open Council that the Seke and Harawa Dam are now drying up. That's why there was the decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks. Now, for those who are just joining us, the decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks occurred about the 28th to the 29th of August.
Yes.
It was one of the water purification plants that was supplying Harare. So now, which water purification plant do we have supplying Harare?
It's now only Morton Jeffrey, which is which is bigger. So at Morton Jeffrey now we are doing about 300 megaliters a day, which is far short of what we need in Harare. As I said,
Yes.
the plant itself, its capacity is about 750 megaliters a day. Even if we reach that capacity, it's not.
Bouncing off on the issue of the Kunji Dam, what is needed to be done so that it can come online to
The
help?
dam has to be completed.
It has to be completed.
Yes, simple.
So, as you can
But
hear it
again,
for
it's
yourself.
not the city of Harare's work to complete. The dam has to be completed so that we draw water from there, we come up with a plant, and everything will be fine.
Okay. So, who's responsible?
Government.
Okay. So, as you can hear it right here on Open Council, we're talking about the decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks, but we're not just limiting ourselves to that, but to the issue of water deficit in Harare all around. Now, you talked about the Kunji Dam, right? I want to bounce off on another question to you on what further strategies can be done by the city council itself, because when residents look, they feel that the water comes from the city
Okay,
council.
we've taken an initiative to draw more water from Manyame Dam. which
Yes,
is
as you
another-
spoken,
yeah.
yes.
Manyame Dam provides us with a cleaner water than Lake Chwele. You know, Lake Chwele is part of our sewer treatment, and so it's basically it's contaminated, the Lake Chwele. But water from Manyame Dam is a bit cleaner. So we're now pushing to get more water from Manyame Dam, which is cleaner also. So it will neutralize this contaminated water, so that when it comes to treatment, we have to use fewer chemicals.
All right. And now, looking at water treatment as well, when we were reading there was another press statement that was issued by the CRA, if you're familiar with it. They were speaking of how they would want water to be treated by the residents because the water might not be as clean. So
How do they want to treat water?
I don't know, anti-chlorine tablets, all of those things. What's your advice as council?
No,
If-
maybe they meant bore water.
Yes,
They
bore
then
water.
use chlorine tablets. Yeah, you know, most of our bores, it has been noted, are contaminated as well.
Okay.
So the cleanest water you can get in Harare is Harare water, which is in short supply because of many reasons, but is the cleanest.
It's the
and
cleanest
safest,
water.
Yeah. Bore water, but it's not safe. Most of the bores have been seen to be contaminated.
Okay, and this information is very vital, like the decommissioning, the treatment of bore water, all of this. How then do you communicate as the city council to the residents?
No, we have a health department who always issue communiques and statements advising residents to treat bore water. Bore water is not council water.
Okay.
It's individuals who decide to drill borrows and use. So, but we are concerned by the cleanliness of the water, and diseases that come out like cholera and so on, which will also be a burden to the city of Harare at the end of the day. That's why we also give out chlorine tablets to people.
So the city council also gives out
Yes, when we have them, we give
for free.
for free. Yes.
For free. You've heard it. When they have them, they'll give them out for free. You're still tuned in to Tuesday Talk right here on Open Council. And we are talking to Mr. Stanley Gama, the corporate communications head at the Harare City Council. So now the areas that were likely to be affected were Chitungwiza, Hatfield, Airport, Waterfalls, and Masasa. So when you're talking about now drawing water from Manyame, this is the plan. This is the solid plan.
No.
on the
We are
ground.
we are still supplying. We are still supplying those areas with water from
Yes.
Morton Jeffrey Waterworks.
So is there now a rationing of the water they get to say to conserve 2 days we're going to give you water? And
No,
then
I
is
think
it-
we are trying to distribute water as fairly as possible to all residents in Harare.
Okay.
Some may get water today, tomorrow another suburb, tomorrow we go to Edgefield and so on. But
Okay.
we try to distribute it.
As fairly as possible.
Yes.
So when you're saying as fairly as possible, it means everyone will get some water, but at different
It
times.
might not be everyone, but the majority will get water at some point in a week.
That's quite a good answer. But I'm going to also bounce off and say, are there further plans to assist the vulnerable populations as the elderly now they're going to be drawing water? I have a feeling, Kuti, maybe in communities, right? Most people will now be drawing more water at the borehole points, you see. Is there any efforts that the city council has that will be there to help those that are vulnerable, the elderly, women, or is it not the council's department?
No, from time to time, we try
Yes.
to help the elderly in different areas. But in terms of water, I mean, we supply water to households,
Yes.
and we expect, and we supply water to households who pay their rates. That's another issue why we need about 2 million to treat our water. But that 2 million, it has to come from residents. So every household must have access to water.
Yeah.
Would surely not go there to check if who lives there or what. All what we need is people to pay for their water, then we supply the water.
And you spoke of rates. These rates, are they equally distributed around Harare, or it's different for each suburb?
No, it's different, obviously.
What differentiates it? Yes, as you answer that.
No, the bigger the square meters you have, the
Yes.
more rates you pay. The bigger the more usage of water you have at your household, obviously the more you pay. So it's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Now we're still on the issue of water in Harare, and we've moved from the decommissioning of the Prince Edward Waterworks. You've heard it.
Yeah,
that
plus my point is Prince Edward is very, very small. It's very, very small.
Yes, you were talking
It's
about
only,
how it's a
it was
small fish
providing
to
maybe
fry.
20 megaliters to 30
Yes.
megaliters a day.
So it's a
The
small fish
issue
to
is
fry.
about providing water from Morton Jeffrey and our supply dams, which are Manyame and Lake Chwero. So that's why now, I remember last week, there were pumps inside the Manyame dam, but which are very, very complicated to go and operate. But we've since paid engineers, I think, and sea divers
Yes.
to try and go and open so that they pump water into our treatment plant.
Into
as
our
much.
treatment plant.
Yes. So far, the water is coming through the gravity,
Okay.
but it's not much. We want more water
We want more water, and the solution is for those
for
pumps
the pumps to operate.
to operate. As you were speaking, I was about to say, Mr. Tseni Gama is saying that it's a small fish to fry, right? The Prince Edward decommissioning.
Yes, it was helping a lot in those areas. Airport,
Yes.
Chitungwi, Zaoro.
Yes.
But if the dams dry up, of course, we knew it would happen. Suppose they are small dams, they are very small dams. And treating water, you have to pump lots of water. So, yeah.
So the issue on the ground now is the construction of dams and the pipes.
The long-term solution, we need more dams.
More dams
We need the government to complete Kunzi Dam
to
so that-
supply Harare.
to supply Harare.
And then you were also speaking and passing on the issue of the pipes that are all underground.
Oh, yes,
Harare.
we have 5,000 kilometers of pipes, of water pipes underground. And most of which are old. They were put in place maybe in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and so on. That's why we have so many water bases in Harare, especially areas around Avondale, I've told Avondale, Alexandra Park in
Yes.
Harare. So they also have the oldest pipes.
What's the process? I like how you're bringing up so many solutions of the building of the constructions of dams, the fixing of pipes. How does that process go about? How does council present the issue, and then how does it come to effect on
we
the
need,
ground?
okay, we need, like in terms of our pipes which are under control, we need money. It's a huge capital project to replace the 5,000 kilometers of pipes.
Yes.
We need borrowing powers, which are difficult to get. We need money, basically, but the ratepayers are not paying. We are owed in excess of 80 million US dollars by residents, by government departments, by companies, and they need to pay. That's why now we are taking people to court, taking their properties and so on, attaching their properties, because we need them to pay. I mean, there's no way in the world, if you go to New York, Johannesburg, wherever you go,
Yes.
people pay.
And on that, what's your take on the privatization of water as a city council?
Who privatize? How?
People and companies and organizations coming up to own water, to say they own water, they have this certain
And where
water.
do they get the water from, which they want to privatize? Because as I
That's-
said,
yes.
we have a lecture which is very small, and Miami which is very small for Harare.
So where do they get the water? To
Where do they
privatize?
get the water to privatize?
We want
If
to
they
hear
have a
from
water
you.
source, I don't know. They can sell it, I don't know. But
Yes.
what I know is obviously the water will then be expensive for residents
to
to access.
to
Because it will be
access.
privatized. These people will be out for huge profits, as opposed to the city of Harare, which is just a service provider.
So it's not really a solution.
I don't think so. But if they have the solution, they are welcome.
Okay. And also, I like how this conversation is going. We're learning a lot about the possible solutions and the solutions that are on the ground, the solutions that are being suggested by people. And you can also take part in this conversation by dropping down your comments in the comment section down below. And I want to ask Kuti, on the issue of capital, it's something that is very important for the city of Harare, as you've said.
Yes.
Have you opened up doors for investors to come in, or there's another protocol
Yes,
that
certainly.
has
I
to
know,
be followed?
like now we're discussing with the banks. Some banks are coming up with ideas and solutions. You remember I spoke of Mchekeranwa Dam, the river in Marondera, where we
Yes.
can draw water. I think soon there's a discussion around some banks providing funding for a canal to be constructed from Mchekeranwa to Harare to Prince Edward, so that Prince Edward would reach its capacity. Prince Edward's capacity is 50 megaliters, I think, a day. If you get to that, if you get 50 megaliters from a day from Prince Edward, it will solve a lot of problems around Chitungwiza Airport, Edfield, Masasa Park, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I also want you to paint a picture to the audience of how the water purification plant process is like in Harare. We're still dancing around that one.
Okay, we
Yes.
draw water from Lake Chuero and Lake Miami. So most of the water from Lake Chuero is contaminated. The water from Lake
Yes.
Chuero is contaminated.
You have
Oh,
spoken on
certainly.
that, yes.
So we need about 8 to 9 chemicals to treat the water, which is very expensive. That's what I said when I said we need 2 million a month, $2 million US dollars a month for just 300 to 350 megaliters a day. So if we get to our maximum capacity of 750, maybe we'll need double that. We may need 3 to 4 million a month. So what we need are resources. Also, we
Resources.
need to repair damaged machinery at Morton Jeffrey. We need lots of money, which we don't have, but which we hope even government can assist. Because the problem of it's not a city council issue. It's a problem. We need a holistic approach to the problem. Government must come in. We must come in.
The residents?
Companies must come in, residents must come in. It's everyone. Everyone has to play a part.
Okay. And I want to bounce back on how, on the communications issue. Like how you're saying, everyone must come in. As you can hear it while you are watching, that you know what, even you also have a part to play in this. But I want to say, you as council, what communication protocols do you put in place to inform residents of whether the dams are drying up, whether the drains are now
Okay.
filling up, and
We obviously communicate through social media, through our councillors who
Yes.
hold regular meetings with residents. We engage residents associations all the time. We have an open door policy. The mayor, Councillor Mafume, has an open door policy. People can come in and raise their issues. It's and you know, as you know, our meetings, like full council meetings, they are open to the public. We also invite residents. Like now, there's a budget process which is going on, and residents are being consulted. So, and residents obviously are raising the issue of water supply, blah, blah. But it has to be included in our budget for 2025. So, there are so many channels.
Yes.
And anyone can, and
Yes.
and my number is a public number. So most people, when they want their issues, they contact me. Then I forward to the relevant departments for action.
All right, and I keep bringing you back because
That's right.
ideally for me is that we paint a picture of this decommissioning, and you said it's a small fish to fry. We've moved on, and how many liters then would be sufficient for Harare, and then how many liters are
For the
there
whole of Harare.
For the whole of Harare, and then how many liters are now
Anyway,
being supplied?
but
Yes.
Harare needs 1,200 to 1,400 megaliters a day. Our capacity at Morton Jeffrey is 750 megaliters a day. But we are doing about 300 because of a shortage of chemicals.
Yes.
And also some equipment, which is, some equipment which has seen its days.
And thank you. Wisdom is pounded in. So I needed you to speak on it more. So what he's saying is that Zimbabwe's Harare capital city needs about 900 more liters to be supplied, right?
No, it needs 1,200 megaliters.
That's
a day.
that's
The
the total. But the 300,
Yeah, okay.
I did mathematics.
All right. I can see.
You can see. But that's what's needed for the whole of Harare to be sufficiently supplied with water.
Yes.
And you also spoke on dams being constructed. You also spoke on capital coming in to enable the Harare City Council. All this, we were talking about the situation of water in the capital city, looking at the decommissioning of the Prince Edward water plant, which has been said that it's a small fish to fry. Anyways, you were joining us here on Open Council with Mr. Stanley Gama. Do you have any words for the audience? And also you can leave your number as well for them to then contact you on specific issues.
I urge residents to pay their bills. Please pay your bills so that we improve our water supplies. It is only when we have enough resources that we can maybe go up to our capacity of 700 megaliters a day, which would be good enough to supply most parts of Harare. And please, let's pay our bills.
You've heard it there.
That's why we are now planning to tie up our bills with the CESA bills so that people are forced to pay.
Mr. Stanley still has a lot to say, but it has been Open Council. And for more information, they can look for you on the Harare City Council.
No. Even they can communicate with us on our social media platforms. Even on my number, 0772 898 090. The best will be to send WhatsApp messages so that I just forward to the relevant departments for action for whatever issue, paste pipes, and all other challenges.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Steny. And thank you for watching the Open Council right here on Open Pali. It's been Tuesday Talks. My name is Gamchai Kamzangaza. And we were bouncing around the issue of water. And we were hearing a lot about the megaliters that are needed. And we're just dancing around that same song. And we do hope that it was informative for you. And this has been Tuesday Talks. Thank you.